where they're well represented.
So the delegation, Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. Notice is hereby given at a public meeting and a meeting of the Strafford County Delegation scheduled Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. Don't need the snow date. At 7 p.m. in the Jury Assembly Room, upper level, William A. Grimes, Strafford County Administrative Building, 259 County Farm Road, Dover, New Hampshire, public access via Zoom to conduct the following business. Receive public input of the Commissioner's proposed 2026 operating budget. Approve minutes for October 14th, 2025 delegation meeting, and any other business which may legally come before the delegation. I'll call. Let me see, which brings me then to Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I start the roll call, I'll just give you a reminder. We have one person on Zoom. If you're on Zoom, we're going to ask that you tell us if you're alone in the room and your reason for not physically being present. And with that, I'll have a call the roll.
Hampshire. Bailey.
Here.
Bay.
Here.
Bigby. Burnham. Here. Burton.
Here.
Butler. Stevie Pullen. Here. DeLumis. DeRoy. Here. England. Barrington. Gilmore.
Present.
Ranger.
Aye.
Paul. Excused. Corrigan.
Here.
Howard is excused.
He has conflict.
Krasinski. He's here, he was highlighting. LaMontagne. Here. La Rochelle.
Present.
Malone. Here. Miller.
Here.
Pearson.
Here.
Tenza. She's in the building, she's coming.
What's downstairs?
Schmidt.
Here.
Selig.
I am home in a room by myself, and I'm not able to be there because I had so many different commitments today. I could not physically get there.
Jeff Smith. Marjorie Smith. Southworth.
Here.
Stone. Wade.
Here.
Walker.
Present.
Wall. Here. And Helen.
Here. So we have 21 present, so we have a physical quorum, so we can proceed with the meeting. And with that, I'll invite Commissioner Harris to introduce the 2026 Commissioners of the Budget.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Chairman, distinguished members of the county delegation, ladies and gentlemen. County commissioners have submitted our budget for the calendar year 2026 for your consideration. We propose $93,541,900 $507,853 in operating expenses, with offsetting revenues of $47,477,963, leaving the amount to be raised by taxes at $46,029,890, or an increase of 5.97% over 2025 in the amount to be raised by taxes. As we were about to author and submit our 26 budget, within the projected tax caps, we were hit with disappointing news from the state of New Hampshire that our nursing home Medicaid rate is not only going to include a 3% increase, which we were planning on, but it was also going to decrease our revenue by $442,000. We received that letter on December 29th, just as we were getting ready to complete the budget. And this was true of all nursing homes. They received this from across the state. Many facilities, their reimbursement rates decreased twice as much as ours did. We proposed our original budget absorbing an increased bond payment that was due, an increase in health insurance costs, and modest raises for our employees. By projecting an increase in jail revenue and a reduction in Medicaid payments, and overall net reduction in workforce of 15.5 full-time equivalent positions. With the revenue decrease from the state Medicaid fund, this was not enough to stay within the projected tax caps of the municipalities. On a positive note, however, we have stabilized our workforce at the House of Corrections and at Riverside Rest Home. We have now instituted a hiring freeze at both facilities and authorizing replacements for openings only. We are deeply disappointed in our relationship with the state Medicaid funding program. This continuing downshifting of costs doesn't make a lot of sense when you consider that 50 cents, for every 50 cents that's not appropriated, we lose a matching 50 cents in federal dollars under the Medicaid program. The counties were legislatively mandated to pay 3% more towards the non-federal share of Medicaid. That cost was around $350,000, but on top of that, we still received a rate cut. We wish to thank all employees for helping us the last several months to find the general operational efficiencies that we could find within the system and try to reduce costs. With that, Mr. Chairman, we would answer any questions the public may have regarding the county budget. This is an opportunity, as you know, Mr. Chairman, and members of the delegation, to hear from the public regarding the commissioner's proposed budget.
With that said, I will open the public hearing, and as a courtesy, all I ask is if you could just say what your name is and where it's from, and if you can keep your questions directed towards the budget. The podium, there's a microphone up there, and please step on up to the podium.
Susan Rice, and tonight I am here strictly as a private resident of Rochester, New Hampshire. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Representative Schmidt, I just want to make sure, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear. Thank you for being here, Susan.
You're welcome. I'd like to be very clear about what tonight is and what it is not. As this meeting is noticed as a public hearing to receive input on the Commissioner's proposed 2026 budget, there is no agenda item to approve or adopt a budget tonight, and that omission matters. Because the truth is, this budget before us was developed almost entirely outside of public view. There was no meaningful public oversight. How do I know that? Because I attend almost every single county commissioners meeting, and if I miss one or two, I go back and I look at it. By the time residents are seeing it now, the major decisions appear to have already been made. And do we really know what went into this and the theory and the logic behind it? A public hearing is not supposed to be a courtesy call after the fact. It is supposed to inform decisions, not react to decisions that are already baked. And while I appreciate that there are timeliness and administrative pressures, these pressures do not override transparency. They certainly do not excuse presenting a finished product to the public and calling that oversight. If this delegation intends to amend the budget in any material way, then another public hearing will be required because the public is entitled to notice and an opportunity to comment on the budget that is actually under consideration, not a version that existed earlier. I want this on the record. Receiving public input tonight is appropriate. Adopting a budget tonight would not be. Budgets are the most consequential decisions this body makes. They deserve sunlight, deliberation, and time, not speed, not convenience, and not process shortcuts. I urge the delegation to treat public participation as meaningful, not ceremonial, and to ensure that whatever budget is ultimately adopted is one the public has a real opportunity to see, understand, and respond to. Finally, I do have a couple of issues over the deletion of 15.5 positions. My concern, and I just want to let you all know that I'm viewing this as a reasonable Republican. My concern is we have one high-level official who is now in charge of 4 distinct departments: the Riverside Rest Home, the jail, the county administrator, and lead of the community corrections, the position that I believe Kelly Conway retired from last summer. Yes, in short, it appears to save us money, as this person states he does not get additional money for what he does. But a penny saved is not always a penny earned. Consideration often leads to a catastrophe down the line. I caution the delegation that putting all of your eggs into one basket, well, you get the idea. I don't want scrambled eggs in 2 years. And that is exactly where we're headed, or it is not already there. Take your time. I do respect Mr. Bauer and the fact that he has stepped up and has these 4 positions. But we also know that at some point, Mr. Bauer will either retire or no longer be with us, and he holds an awful lot of institutional knowledge. Do I like having to spend more money to fill a position? Not really, but I also understand the line of succession and to pass those things along. And I just feel that we really need to take a close look at that. Take your time, and if 15.5 positions can be eliminated this year, one has to actually ask the question, were there actually those positions from last year? Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Rice. Commissioner Valeris, would you like to respond to the 15.5 positions reduced and the one being more critical position?
Well, just quickly, if I may, many of those.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you, people.
I'm sorry, I'm always really bad getting the microphone close. So the questions again, for those in the TV land, were concerns over the 15.5 positions that were reduced in the current budget, and concern that one person was overseeing 4 critical oversight positions.
Okay, as far as the 15.5 FTE were involved, there was a combination of people who retired or resigned, or we had vacancies, existing vacancies. Just because we had a vacancy doesn't mean that we didn't need the people. It's just when we were going through the budget, every department, we looked at every department, all the personnel in every department, and decided to get rid of those positions where we could, where we thought would have the least amount of impact in order to bring the budget somewhere in line to an acceptable tax rate. Of course, you all know that that's your job to set the bottom line on what the taxes may be. But the commissioners also have a fiduciary responsibility to determine how this facility operates. And so we present a budget to you that does that. Now, in terms of our situation as it relates to Mr. Bauer, he's not the only individual in this organization that took on extra responsibility. He's the most visible one, but he's not the only one. I just wanted to make that point clear. I think there's no question that Ray Bauer has a ton of institutional memory, as do myself. I can assure you that in most counties, when there's a massive political change in operations, there's always costs associated with that. All you need to do is look at what happened in Hillsborough County, what happened in Belknap County, it happened in Carroll County. When you have top administrative personnel leave, there's a learning curve involved with the new people who come in. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't work. It can get expensive. It's happened. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen here, but it happens. You lose experienced personnel. We're lucky though, in many instances, that we have a lot of other people who've been here a very, very long time. And their institutional knowledge is hugely valuable. So when we're looking at coming up with efficiencies in terms of operating the facility, no matter which department you look at, we rely heavily on that institutional memory in order to be able to make specific cuts in personnel. Mr. Bauer, you have?
Can I speak for myself? Please, please.
First of all, I think overseeing is not the right word. I'm the administrator of Riverside Rest Home, so I'm a licensed nursing home administrator, and there 50 or 60 hours a week. So, and I think that Riverside carries with it a good reputation that is contributed to by everybody that's there. In terms of community corrections, I started the community corrections program when I first came to the county close to some 40 years ago. I will admit to you that I lost that community corrections took a life of its own. In terms of expanding, I mean, right now we're monitoring 600 people in the community. So, and in terms of, I started as the county administrator and became the nursing home administrator. So, but I don't want anyone to think that I'm not training people to replace me. You know, I'm 71 years old. I'm not going to be here forever. And, but I'm not going to be the one that walks out the door without doing the very best I can to train people to replace me in the key parts of my job. So it's more than supervise the programs. I actively work in the programs.
Thank you for those clarifications, Representative Wade.
I just have a technical clarifying question.
Sure.
Are the budget subcommittee meetings, are those open to the public?
The budget subcommittee meetings are open to the public and they will be televised and recorded. Are there any other questions from the public? Don't be shy, we're here for you. Any others? Anyone on Zoom? No, I feel exactly, I feel like that. One more time, any other questions?
And we'll have one eventually when you decide this is a good time. It is about the budget.
It is, but, okay, so the only reason I'm gonna hold off
Yeah.
in terms of, delegation members asking about the budget is because we're going to have ample opportunity to do it. And the public hearing is really designed for public.
My
And
question is for the public.
of the public, okay.
All right, I just wanted to let the public know and the delegation know. Oh, whoops, sorry. I usually carry. I just want to let the public know and the delegation know that there's about a 6% increase. If you look at your tax bill, and it varies from community to community, you'll see the county line and basically multiply that by 6%, and that's the increase. So for me, it was $36. I do feel with the federal cuts and the state cuts, that now there's more of a burden on the county to take care of our citizens. But I think everyone has to decide for themselves if they think that increase is reasonable, given the needs that we have to deal with. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, one last time, any other member of the public, you have another burning question for us? Again, there will be an opportunity, as Representative Southworth mentioned, and we'll give the dates of all of the subcommittee times when they're gonna be, as well as the executive committee meeting, and finally a vote on the budget. And so with that, I'll close the public hearing and open the delegation meeting, which will bring us to item 9, which I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for October 14th, 2025 delegation meeting. Motion. Representative Wall, second by Representative Potenza. Are there any comments or changes to the minutes? I think the minutes are non-controversial enough that we can just do a voice vote. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed? Unanimous. Which brings us to
Are there-
item.
If I'm on Zoom, is it still possible?
No, I am so sorry. This is like conflict. I have to go back because as Representative Walker reminded me, when someone is on Zoom, it does require a roll.
Now, prior to you taking an additional vote, if I were to suddenly leave the meeting, do you have a sufficient quorum that you can continue your vote?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, I am so sorry. I do have to leave now. Thank you so much. I'll look forward to a summary later.
With that said, I think technically I still have to call the vote again. So I'll do again a voice vote. Just now that I know everybody knows how to do it, I can do it again. All those in favor of approving the minutes from October 14th, 2025, say aye. Opposed?
No. Dr. No is.
One no.
Two no.
Two no's. Exactly. So which,
So is she gonna come back on and every time we do a vote, she's gonna drop off?
I hope not. I hope not. All right, so with that said, we officially at least got something done. That brings us up to number 10. So each of you has a sheet. Find amongst the paper here. Which is the responsibilities of the subcommittee. We've broken it down. There's the general government, the criminal justice, the Riverside Rest Home. And what am I missing?
Revenues.
Oh, revenues. There we go. There's also a Peace Development Authority Committee and a Policy and Procedure Committee. The sheet that you have before you says exactly what they do. Additionally, unfortunately, because we need to get this done by February 13th, it really, Representative Potenza.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did. That's great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question is, so are all of these, because I know where I'm at, but sometimes people don't, they forget what committees that they're on or subcommittees that they're on for all the budget. Is this listed anywhere on like the website or maybe a reminder notice could go out to the entire delegation, just reminding people what subcommittee they're on?
That is an excellent question.
Okay.
First of all, since I forget everything going on,
Memo. Who's on the committee of the fund?
Okay.
so each memo does, but I will also ask.
We all get distributed, the entire delegate.
Okay, so we will,
There's also this. If it's not on the website, I'll double check tomorrow, but this is everything.
Okay.
we'll make sure that everybody will send, if there is a question, which since everybody is super busy, we'll send out a clear reminder of what, where everyone is. Which, thank you for that
Yeah,
reminder.
we've had some new people and we had an election, there's just that.
And it's totally crazy.
Yeah.
Representative Wade.
I guess, does anybody here not know which committee they're on? And we could just check.
Perfect.
Granger?
You're on the website. No, I think I'm sure. No, Stranger is not on, it shows not on one.
There we go. So your memory was actually pretty good.
Okay, anybody else?
I don't know.
Gary Gilmore? No.
I just figure it's easier to take care of now.
You have no idea either, do you, like?
Gary, you're on revenue.
Revenue.
I thought you would.
Revenue? Thank you.
Well.
Okay, anyone else?
Wayne doesn't know.
You're my, criminal
Hey,
justice.
you're in criminal justice. All right, who else?
Les? No, she knows which one she's.
You're the chair. The chair of a committee, I hope you did hear.
I'm gonna say something, so, the subcommittee on criminal justice, the date is still TBD. And the members are Representatives Harrington, Malone, Schmidt, Burton, Hall, Selig, and Smith. I sent a doodle poll, please respond.
Thank you. Right, with that, I will remind everybody, and I think it's on the agenda, for the ones that are scheduled. General Government, Representative Miller is the chair. It is Friday, January 30th at 10 a.m. As Representative Bay said, she's scheduling. The Riverside Rest Home, the chair is Representative Wall. It is Friday, January 30th at 1 p.m. I sense Friday is going to be a busy day for us. The Peace Development Authority Representative meeting is Friday, February 6th at 9 a.m. Revenues Capital Expenditures Chair is Representative Southworth. It is Friday, February 6th at 1 p.m. The proposed Executive Committee meeting is Friday, February 20th with a snow date of February 27th at 9 a.m. The cafeteria conference room. Policies, procedures for elected official salaries is Friday, February 6th, at 10 a.m. And the
10:30.
10:30, excuse me. And I'll just say that the government, the Riverside Rest Home, I assume the Peas, revenue, are those meeting upstairs or down in the?
They're usually shared conference room,
So,
other than it'll stay on each, I have each one here,
okay,
with the exception of a cover letter before this day. I have them all ready for people to pick up their packets with everything before they leave the table.
okay, so, so the only one that is meeting down in the cafe conference room is the executive committee, which is Friday, February 20th. As said, the snow date is February 27th, and it's at 9 a.m. Policies, procedure for elected committees, Friday, February 6th at 10:30 a.m. And the proposed delegation meeting is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026, with a snow date of March 11th, 2026, at 7 p.m. And that will be here. Don't leave before you've picked up your packet, I believe is what Janet said. And I believe that took care of item 10. That brings us to item 11, any other business that may be legally come before the delegation. Is there anything else? Please, Representative Potenta.
So when, I'm just trying to think of when it happened, there was a vote, right, for the replacement of that Peace Development Authority representative. We did that, correct?
Yes.
In a delegation meeting.
We do, and
That's correct.
It's a 3-year term.
It's a 3-year.
it's a 3-year term, I believe, and I can be corrected.
We were in the other location. We were in the courtroom when we made that decision. I remember that.
I believe we're going, and I can have the commissioner, correct me, but I believe that at that meeting, you're going to see the proposed candidate, is that correct? So we'll see who's applying for the position, and then I believe the vote for the position will take place at the full delegation meeting, is that correct?
Plus the Senate.
So with that meeting, we're just seeing the resumes, but you guys will all see the candidate again or vote on it at the delegation meeting.
Do you know if there's more than one candidate?
already been actually in the paper on the 23rd, 24th, and 23rd, 25th, and 26th, I believe, with resumes due in by February 3rd.
February third?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
The notices also went out to the senators to let them know, along with the people on that committee, about that.
So again, just another reminder, everybody is welcome at all of those meetings. And to answer your question, that will be so the resumes will come before us and that will be recorded, so you get a chance to watch that meeting if you have some free time. The only other thing I'm gonna say is, as we go through the budget committee, all of this, to get to the final budget vote, my aim is always that everybody gets all the information that they need. So the only request I'm gonna make from everybody is if you're asking a question or you have a question that you want to send to either the commissioners or the administrator, can you please CC me on that? Just because I don't want to get in a violation of 91A and a string of emails. If you have a question, I want to make sure that that information gets out to everybody and we're not asking it 20 times. And it just is a courtesy to our staff. And with that said, we really don't have anything else on the agenda, so I will ask. Made by Representative Walker, then seconded by Representative Granger, all those, and our Zoom person has dropped off, so we can actually just do a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? It's unanimous.
Yes.